the ability to cope with stressors effectively. In psychology, a stressor is any external event, situation, or internal stimulus that challenges the adaptive capabilities that pushes you out of homeostasis and triggers a stress response that is the cause of which stress is the effect. It has four categories: major life events, daily hassles, environmental stressors, and catastrophes. Major life events is the significant milestones of disruption that require major life adjustments. For example, getting married, changing careers, the death of a loved one, or experiencing a divorce. So those are major life events. Daily hassles are minor, everyday irritations that accumulate over time. Example, traffic jam, misplacing your keys, kids bickering, or a heavy workload at work. So those are the daily hassles. Environmental stressors are ongoing, ambient features of your surroundings. For example, an overcrowded city, excessive noise around you in your environment, especially if you live by a shopping center. You hear all those trucks and stuff. Or extreme temperature. So that's when that heat come out in the summertime, you know. Catastrophes is unpredictable, large-scale events, natural disasters, wars, or a pandemic. When you consider what happened in 2020, I feel I'm just going to tell the truth. It was creative. It was a debacle to me. But it caused panic in everyone. The duration of the stressors can be acute, which is short-term, or a chronic stressor. Long-term, that does not have a clear date. So you can allow your stress could be short, but you gotta categorize it. That's how I learned, like categorize, like what type of stress you dealing with. You know, with me, with the catastrophe, I don't even bother to look at the news. They exaggerate so much stuff. Like, I know I ain't in that category because I know the Most High got me. As far as the environmental stressor, yeah, you know, we have annoying neighbors in the building if we live in apartment complexes, or if we living in the neighborhood where they play loud music all day. You know what I'm saying? Or and you can't get your rest for work. We get it. That's ongoing, but we can control that. For the simple fact is, we can move, relocate. That's how you fix that problem with the environment stressor. You can relocate wherever you want. With the daily hassles, I make sure I be mindful of, like, okay, I know they're going to try to stress, be prepared for it. And you got to recognize it when it comes to you. And you gotta battle yourself to not give it that energy. Now, the major life events, that's different because, especially with a loss of a loved one, it comes out of nowhere, you know. I try to stay strong for my kids when my mom passed. And by me not healing from that, it hit me like a ton of rocks years later. And I was forced to heal that. Can't run away from that pain. You just gotta face it head on with the Most High so He can help you to heal. And I healed that because I knew I needed to release that energy. You know? But even when I was under spiritual attack, I knew something was wrong. I promise you I did. And the signs that I was getting let me know something was wrong, because my life was just going like it supposed to go. And all of a sudden it was disrupted. But you know, I'm a spiritual warrior. I'm a warrior in a spirit. I mean, God gave me all that energy to keep pushing. And that's what He do. He help His children. All we have to do is release control. And that was the hardest thing for me, because I felt like I was in control of my life, in which I was shown otherwise, that I was not in control of my life. Now, I know how to release control. And let things happen in divine timing. Today, what I do is I live in a moment, being grateful for everything that I have, my family, my children, rather, my children, because they're my main focus. Because why? That's my lineage. And I understand, to help my kids help themselves, because then my grandkids will be taken care of. My great-grandkids will be taken care of. My great-great-grandkids will be taken care of. Because they know how to live life with guidance from the divine. You know? Yeah, I was raised in church, but I'm not religious. I didn't know why I didn't feel whole when I went into the church. I didn't feel whole. You know? But now that I'm in spirituality, this is where I feel whole at. I feel whole because I could communicate directly to the divine. I don't need a third party to help me pray. I don't need to write down a scripture and read it out. I could go to Him, tell Him my issues, tell Him my plans, tell Him what I need. I'm just grateful to be loved in the spirit, because I am loved in the spirit, in the flesh, in the cosmos, as well as the universe. It brings me peace to know that I am protected. It brings me peace that I know that I'm in my healing journey and I'm being healed because I call on that healing energy. I call on that protective energy. Research the angels on how the angels can assist you. That's what they're here for. And each day I know I'm getting better and better and better. I don't need a doctor to tell me nothing. You know, I suffer from stomach issues and I don't have it anymore. Because why? Holistic health helped me. I know what to do to heal myself. I know how to keep my chakras in alignment. Look up the chakras. I'm just grateful to even wake up each day. I'm learning how to command my day. That is going to be beautiful, exciting. Each day I wake up now, I look at it as a gift unwrapping and unfolding before me. And that's the beauty in that. Living in the moment. The thing is, I just had to eliminate all the distractions that was in my life to get to this point in my life. You know? And the crazy part is, we all, you know, they put labels on family, how society do it. You know what I'm saying? We all individuals. Everybody have their issues. But it's the ones that recognize the issues and fix it. But the ones that know they have an issue and choose not to fix it are the ones that need the healing. You know, I can't judge them. The only thing I could do is recognize it and not allow it to affect me. You know? But definitely, each day, is lovelier and lovelier and lovelier. And I'm grateful for my relationship. And you have to stay prayed up, especially before you go to bed. You make sure you call on protection. Because I promise you, they not gonna tell you. But your spiritual body, make sure it's protected. As well as your physical body. If your spiritual body is protected, your physical body is protected. We think in 3D, just our physical body. No, your spiritual body as well. You know. But I'm just grateful. Grateful I could breathe. Grateful I could see. Grateful I could hear. And know that it's my free will to choose what's for my highest good. Not for the next person's highest good, but for my highest good. Like now, you know what I'm saying? All these man-made holidays like the 4th of July. I get it. Fireworks are beautiful. They are. But at the same time, I ain't buying nothing. When I'm ready to buy something, I buy it. I don't let commercials trigger me into spending my money. That's living in the world. When I'm ready to get it, I get it. I don't need no salesman knocking on the door trying to sell me nothing. I don't need no salesman calling me on the phone trying to sell me anything. I don't need no company that I'm doing business with try to convince me to upgrade to anything. Because why? It's my choice of what I want for myself. You gotta think about it. Just giving your free will away. I have full control over my free will. That's how I cope with my stress effectively. So when you encounter a stressor, your brain perceives a threat or a demand that triggers the stress hormones that leads to a fight or flight response, and minimize the stressors in our life by protecting our peace. Isaiah chapter 26 verse 3 says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose mind are steadfast because they trust in you." So you gotta choose who you gonna believe in. I believe in who created me, the Creator. I don't care what they do in the government. All that matters to me is the Creator. And when you catch that, you know then who in control.